everyone, and welcome to our final episode of PHHS Intercast. Today's episode is all about the seniors. So starting off, my name is Joanna.
Hi guys, I'm Alicia.
All right, so today we have some of our Piedmont Hills senior officers to reflect on their Interact journeys and kind of share what's in the future for them.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Sandy. I'm joining as a guest this time, and I'm the community coordinator at Piedmont Hills Interact.
My name is Christopher Nguyen, and I am the current co-president.
Hi everyone, my name is Christopher Mai, and I'm currently serving as the board director for Interact.
Hi everyone, my name is Amanda Vu, and I'm currently serving as one of the co-international coordinators.
Awesome. So today our seniors are going to kind of start out with a kind of like a roundtable, so you guys can kind of share what your experiences has been like for these past couple of years.
I guess we can start off with how we got into Interact. So for me, my Interact journey started in 8th grade with Youth Act at Sierramont Middle School. And then I really got a sense of what Interact on the high school level was like when I attended I-Olympics. And the high schoolers were so nice to me that it was like such a good memory. And it really kickstarted like my want to be part of this club.
Yeah, I definitely agree. My Interact journey also started in 8th grade, and I believe my first event was FLC. And as an 8th grader, I was really nervous because imagining going to this really big event with these really, really big people. But when I got there, we did these little activities in the workshops where you would take pictures with each other and try to network. And through that, you make new friends. And I made a bunch of friends that I didn't know were that old. And it just made me feel really connected and bonded. And by the time I got into high school, I was able to see some of those faces. And I think it was very similar to Sandy's as well, how it just establishes really nice memory as like a highlight when I joined high school and everything.
I think for me, I wasn't really in Interact in 8th grade because at Piedmont Middle, we didn't have like a very active youth act. But when we went, or it was during my freshman year, I think it was Club Rush. I think Interact was one of the first clubs I joined. I think I wasn't really as active, but then after going to FLC and kind of taking in that environment, like it's such a really cohesive environment where everybody's like super chill and like everybody's nice to one another and like everybody has that one similar goal inside the international community projects. It kind of just allures me to them and to that Interact environment, and that's how I stayed.
For me, my Interact journey started in, I believe, 7th grade when I joined Youth Act. And I was in Youth Act for both middle school years, so 7th and 8th grade. But I actually didn't really do much. And I don't think I really understood what Interact really meant to me until I actually joined the club in freshman year. And what was instrumental to the reason why I joined Interact in the first place was mainly just because my sister was an officer for Milpitas Interact and kind of gave me that spark unconsciously to apply for a board member position, especially since having moved school districts. It was a very new environment and I had no idea what I was doing and I wanted to get out of my comfort zone. So I applied to be a board member after many of the Piedmont officers encouraged me to, and that is how I started.
Okay, it looks like you guys have had a very eventful experience and come a really long way since when you first started in Interact. Do you guys have any glows and grows about your experiences, like any highlights or any, obstacles? It can be related to Interact or not related to Interact, but just up to you.
Yeah, so if you guys have any like pros and cons about your experiences or just like anything like that in general, then it would be awesome if you could share those with us so that we can also use them to like further our own experiences too.
For me, definitely joining Interact and just any other little club or extracurricular I did, sometimes it would be really overwhelming, especially since if you look at Interact, it's just not just the club and the general members, but it's also a larger branch and it all connects to each other. And when I first joined as a board member in junior year, I was very, very confused because I was just here as a little boardie, but then all of a sudden I started going to era meetings and different things. And sometimes it would just be a lot, like these different events that aren't even from our area. And they're just all over like my whole timeline. And I think that was definitely something that I had to get used to.
I think I had a really similar experience to Amanda, especially when I joined as a sophomore. I didn't expect to have so much more activities outside of like our dish or our area, and I thought it's like be more like self-centered or around our like school. As you go along, interact in your years, you kind of get used to it, get used to kind of all these different district events going on, all these area events going on. It's like one interconnected family throughout the Bay Area.
Yeah, I think it can get a little bit overwhelming when you think it's just like there's one club on campus, but then it turns out there's a whole area and then there's like 13 areas, but then there's a whole like district. You realize the Interact is a lot bigger than what it seems to be. And that's really cool, but being introduced to it is kind of overwhelming because it's really big.
Yeah, it's like a really big shock when you're exposed to something so new so fast. And although it's like a little overwhelming, I think it's also really cool how it just kind of hits you unexpectedly and you start to grow relationships with those people too outside of just your general club. And it's cool that not just officers get to experience that, but also general members and just anyone. Like you don't even have to be an Interact. You can just go to an event and all of a sudden make a new connection with someone.
I would say that maybe a highlight of my Interact journey has been the winter circles before I became an officer, a board member. It was really the first time that I tried to put myself out there because I was like rejected 2 or 3 times before. And I was just like, well, maybe I need to do something different this time. So I put myself out there and like volunteered a lot. I got to know some of the officers on the board and like just growing that confidence helped me when I became an officer because once I joined the board, the area was currently planning a benefit show and I was just thrown into that. And then I I couldn't lose that momentum. So I also volunteered to be like a committee head. And through that, I was also able to like meet a lot of people from our area as well. And it was such like a cool experience to be able to work with them and then being able to recognize them at the night of the benefit show. And it was just, yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, I'd like to add on to what you guys said. So my Interact experience was definitely very overwhelming at times. And being an officer for the past 4 years now, it's been a really long ride for sure. A lot of conflicting emotions. But overall, I do not regret, the problems I've dealt with throughout Interact. One problem in particular was just trying to befriend everyone that I met through Interact, especially since I would go to a lot of out of area events. I thought that I could, make friends with everyone, but the reality is you're not gonna vibe with everyone. That's just how it is. But overall, just getting out of your comfort zone and trying out new things in Interact has definitely built up what little self-esteem I had at the beginning of my freshman year. And a motto that still sticks with me today that one of the presidents told me in freshman year was, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and then also take initiative, which is very, very important to just helping build your character and helping you form new connections.
All right. So it seems that your Interact journeys have all been very insightful and have impacted you guys in a lot of different ways. So now that you're all obviously seniors and you're looking forward to next year in college, we were also wondering if you had any feelings regarding that or just growing up in general. Like, how did that feel to you when it first kind of like hit?
I mean, especially for us seniors this year, it feels like our high school career went by a little too fast because of the pandemic, as we like basically only experienced like 3 years of our high school career. So I don't know if I can say this for most of us, but for me, it doesn't even feel like I'm gonna be in college soon. It kind of feels like I'm still a junior almost. Being a senior and actually feeling like a senior are two completely different things. You never realize that you're actually going to be not at home anymore. You're gonna be on your own. You're gonna be like an adult now, but it's really different from what you would expect.
Yeah, like the time has gone by fast, but I do feel time passing, especially with friendships and stuff. People come in and out of your life. And when you look back on it and like what you did in high school, I'm sure for all of us, we've done a lot these past 3 or 4 years. And it's kind of crazy to just think back and like, wow, I did all of that. And yet I feel like I've done nothing.
Definitely. And on top of just looking back and reflecting, I think even though it was such a short amount of time, I really feel, I hope everyone else feels like this too, that I've changed, even though it was just 3 years. And I was really grateful to experience a lot of things by just putting myself out there. And although I wouldn't say like my high school career, it wasn't the most perfect, and there were a lot of rough patches. I think overall I had a really enjoyable time. And sometimes I would think back and I'm like, wow, I wish I had my senior year. I wish I don't graduate. Like I just want to stay here forever. But I'm also really excited to just move on and start my next chapter. I think every aspect of life would be very fun and fulfilling. And I just want to thank my high school self for being able to just try different things and no regrets. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree with all of you guys. To be honest, high school went by pretty fast, and as an overthinker, I would always catch myself like during like the present school year, I would be like, dang, I can't believe I'm gonna be such and such year. And then eventually it'll just be like, dang, I'm a senior. And it's just like it's so crazy because like the pandemic is just you lose, a sense of time. And just like Chris said, it doesn't feel like you're a senior at all. And the fact that we're going to maybe go our separate ways, most likely, and just, venture out into the world, experience new things, like it's just really crazy that we've like come so far in just a short amount of years.
And I still feel like so young. Like I don't feel like I'm in the position to go out and be on my own just yet. This is off topic, but have you guys joined your like the schools you're thinking of, their class pages? There's some people on there who look like they're years beyond like me. And I'm just like, wow, I'm gonna be going to college with these like adults.
Yeah, but definitely looking back, even if I were to look at pictures from back then when I was like a freshman, like especially like team pictures, like when I was in badminton, we had a team pic. Looking at the seniors then, they look super old. It's so hard to imagine that I'm the same age as they were, like back then. Like it's just so weird, and it's hard to grasp when you're actually in the situation.
I really thought being a senior would be really gratifying. I'm like, wow, I'm so old. I want to walk around like the best person ever. But I think Sandy brought it up, but the pandemic really stopped time and it really limited our experiences. So I think that also contributes to us not feeling like we're ready.
So yeah, high school is for me it was very bittersweet. I moved school districts, met a lot of new people, went through my fair share of rough patches, but it's safe to say that I definitely did grow in the process for the better. And I'm going to take that with me to college. And for anyone out there that's kind of doubting themselves, thinking that it's kind of like the end of the world if something bad happens in their high school year, it really isn't. Just keep in mind, this is only 4 years of your teen years. You guys have so many years to develop into the person you want to be. And college next year will be a fresh slate for most of us, so hopefully we'll be able to just experience new things and to not kind of box ourselves into a specific area.
Thinking back on it, do you guys have any particularly insightful or helpful pieces of advice that you wish you could give your freshman year self?
I think one of my biggest regrets was probably not taking all the shots I could have taken. There are some scenarios where opportunities are right in front of you, but you don't take them because you either overestimate or underestimate what could possibly happen by taking that opportunity. But I think the biggest thing is even if you have a hint of thinking that you can take on that opportunity and take on any that challenge, I would say just take it because you don't know what's going to happen. Even the smallest things can lead to big differences. So I would say just don't be afraid of anything in front of you and just take what you can.
I would tell freshman Sandy that it's okay to say no. It's okay to prioritize yourself because I feel like looking back, my points of exhaustion, especially like mentally, were because I was taking on too much and I was just trying to please everyone around me. So yeah, I would tell her like these 4 years aren't going to be the end of the world. Just try to focus on yourself and find what you would enjoy, and it'll be okay.
For my freshman year self, definitely a troubling time transitioning into high school, and just trying to find my, own little pocket. But I think the main piece of advice I would give myself, there's this quote that's stuck with me for a while now, and it's basically you should enjoy the little detours to the fullest because that's where you'll find the things more important than what you want. And Interact has given me so many opportunities to just be spontaneous. And those spontaneous activities have really helped me grow and just form a bunch of new connections if I just decided to say no. And I think that saying yes is very important to working on a better version of yourself. Yeah.
If I were to say one piece of advice to my freshman self, it would be definitely to not take your life so seriously, because although you should take your life with your greatest responsibility, I think my freshman year, I was just too caught up in the little details of trying to perfect things. And I was definitely that perfectionist that I didn't want to be. And it really took over my whole self. And everything I would do, it would just be like calculated, or everything I would say, I would have to think it before I would actually say it. Like I was very, very, very filtered. And now looking back, it's whatever now, like why did you take your life so seriously back then and do things that were so planned out for something like this pandemic? Like I couldn't plan that out, and I couldn't make an agenda or to-do list for that. So why was I so stressed out? So if you're a freshman right now, just think about it, take it easy sometimes, and you'll be fine.
All right. So if no one has anything else to tell their freshman selves, we are going to move on to some games now. Yay. Okay. So first of all, the first game involves you guys picking songs that kind of just like represent your Interact journey. They can be like any song you want. And to anyone who's watching right now, when the seniors give their songs, we are going to put them into a Spotify playlist in the description. So if you want to look for that, it's going to be right there for you to see.
Okay, I thought of this song, I think like 20 minutes ago while everyone was discussing, but I think my song would be a Hannah Montana song, and it would be, I think this is the name, it's I'll Always Remember You. Because I remember when I watched that last episode of Hannah Montana, when she had like brunette hair, I was always connecting it to my senior year, even though I was only like a 7th grader. I was like, wow, I'm gonna play this song my senior year, because I think I'm a very sentimental and nostalgic person, and I think I feel a lot of emotions. I'm not really sure how to explain that, but I connect a lot of things to my emotions, and that's how I enjoy my time here. I don't know. But that song, even though I wasn't a senior yet, I was like, I know I'm going to feel like that my senior year. And I think that really captures my character. So yes, and it's a really good song. So if you need to cry or anything.
I'll go with We Are Going to Be Friends by the White Stripes, because I don't know, making friendships and building connections in school and then in Interact, making friends with like other people in the district, that was like a big part of my high school career, because it was so like fun. And I don't know, I feel like there's something innocent about it, that like pure and innocent about like making friends. And I think I talked about this on one of our podcast episodes, but it's just so like the feeling is so nice when you go to a big district event, or like any event in general, and you recognize someone you met through Interact.
For me, the song I chose to represent 4 years of high school, it's honestly really hard to pick, but it's Logic Never Been. It's a rap song that kind of focuses on like various different topics, ranging from like being your genuine self. It's just a very motivational song that kind of highlights his journey as an artist, dealing with negativity and just the backlash of putting yourself out there. I think This is very similar to, well, like I didn't really have to deal with haters. It was kind of like me dealing with my own self and just kind of my internal thoughts of saying like, you can't do this because you're this, et cetera, et cetera. And, I definitely did struggle to find my place in Interact once in a while, just kind of not really knowing where I belonged. But, eventually I figured it out. I met the right people and yeah.
For me, I don't know. My high school years were unusual. So there wasn't really one song that I could pinpoint that could overlay my entire high school career. But there is one song that I will always correlate to high school, and it's Heebie Jeebies by Mine. Only because PXM in my freshman year, they would play it on repeat every single day during practice. So every single time I hear that song, I always rethink about how PXM is in front of the gym and then badminton's inside the gym, and it just brings me back to that freshman year where I had my first seniors and stuff like that. But yeah, that's one song I would correlate to high school.
Yes, I go back to that performance like every once in a while because my brother is trying to learn that choreography as well. That set was so good.
I feel like when you talk about like the songs that people play at school, I think about my first and only Fantastics that I've ever been to in my freshman year. And you know how they released like a Google form for people to suggest songs? So me and my friends suggested One Direction songs, and then they actually played them. So every time I hear What Makes You Beautiful, I think of Fantastics and school.
Yeah, same. I don't really have like a specific song to describe my high school career, but I know that like whenever they have rallies, I think I kind of stopped going to them in sophomore year, but I remember in freshman year when I actually did attend, they would always play like these really happy pop songs and it would just make me feel good, I guess. And then that's just kind of like what I associate with the school and also like events in general, because at a lot of Interact events, they also play those songs. So yeah.
Yeah. Pop songs from middle school years are my comfort songs.
Or like, you guys remember those songs that they use for the historian videos? I feel like it's the same 2 or 3 songs every time. But every time I hear that, it's like, it reminds me.
It's so nostalgic. Like, I don't know if you guys know Daniel Caesar, but like there's a song by Daniel Caesar called Best Part that like I always associate with Interact just because like it was in the historian video. And I'm pretty sure Harrison Dang, who was Mount Pleasant president, I think 2 years ago, he actually performed that song with another person. Pretty cool.
The alma mater. Every time I hear that, I just think the line.
Oh my gosh.
We'll never get to perform it. I never learned like the lyrics fully. I was like, senior year, I will learn like all the lyrics, but
I would always look at that little poster. It was so small. Why? Gotta make a bigger one.
Yes, when I was a freshman and they started singing it, I was really confused because I could not see any of the words.
Oh yeah, I didn't really know the lyrics either. And then like to this day, I still don't know all of them. Like in freshman year, I would kind of just like mouth along because I didn't know what I was really doing. But like, yeah, I would like to also learn all of the lyrics, but I think it would be kind of a disaster because I know for sure I can't hit that high note at the end. So I mean, I could try, but like it might be like a safety hazard. So
Oh, I forgot to mention another song that I always think about. It's not like dealing with high school, but specifically for Interact. I don't know if they played this during the second FLC I went to, but I know for sure they played it for the first. It was during the project intros, and it's a song called Waves by Dean Lewis. I don't know if they
Oh
played
my.
it, but when I hear that song, I always think about FLC, and it kind
Yeah.
of always brings me back to
yeah.
that first FLC. Yeah, so Waves by Dean Lewis is also a memorable one.
I was thinking about it, but I couldn't figure out the name.
That song is so nostalgic. Brings me back.
I don't know. I wouldn't really know which songs that like represents our high school years just in general because I don't go to dances or homecomings or like anything. I'm like really social. So I don't know what like the kids are listening to.
Okay, I think that was a pretty cool playlist that we've kind of generated so far. Would y'all like to move on to most likely to senior edition? So basically, we give like a prompt and you guys write down who you think is most likely to kind of embody that prompt. And then you guys can all reveal your answers at the same time. And it can be any one of the seniors on the PHHS board. So the first prompt is, who is most likely to go all out for FLC? Okay, ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh wait.
Oh,
Okay, so
shoot.
wait, there's 3 for Sandy, 2 for Christina, and 1 for Caitlin. Oh,
I don't know why I just put Sandy because like that one time I went to FLC sophomore year, I took a picture of you in like that tutu thing and like that's
That
just
tutu was cute.
that's what I remember. And then like I know there like in the previous FLCs there used to be like people used to do face paint a lot and I saw pictures of that too.
Yeah, I was thinking Christina would do like face paint, the headband, the tutu.
Chris, would you like to explain why you put Caitlin?
Oh, I literally chose Caitlin because she's area director. So I was
Oh,
like, she has to go all out this year, you know? But I mean, there was an in-person FLC, so like, you know, yeah. But my second option was Christina because, you know, yeah.
Okay, next one. Who is the most likely to airdrop their Instagram handle at FLC? Oh, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh my.
I don't know.
Oh my
Okay, sorry for the
Oh wait, hold
by
on.
the way, like
Wait.
random.
Wait.
I know.
1 for Chris N, 1 for Chris M, 1 for Joanna, 1 for Chris M. I put Chris, but I didn't know which one to pick, so it's both.
Chris's.
Wait, what? I don't even use Instagram anymore.
Defend your answers, guys. What are your reasons?
I don't know. I mean, I put Joanna because like from what I've seen of her, she's very bubbly and outgoing. And she would definitely like do something like that because like, I don't know, she's just really random in like a nice and like a really awesome way. And like she would definitely like be one of the first people on the board to like get to know as many people from other schools as possible. I don't know, maybe she's only like that with people like she knows like more closely, but I don't know, that's just kind of the impression I got from her and I loved it. So yeah,
I started writing Joanna and then I crossed it out and wrote Chris.
Definitely Chris. And like if you look at Instagram, he has so many followers, but he never posts. Like
Dang.
what are they there to look at, right?
When I heard the prompt, I was all like, "Oh, this is me."
It was Chris Mai because I don't know, he goes to a lot of events and I feel like he'd pick it up from other people.
Oh, true.
Oh yeah, I have gotten IG handles airdropped to me during Power, but I don't like give out my information. Actually, no, I did actually. So I guess you're kind of right.
I mean, I remember at FLC, there's just one dude just walking around just asking for people's IGs. He wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah. Oh, when that happened, I was really confused because they're passing around a phone, and I was like, "What am I gonna do with this? Like, what?" Okay, next prompt. Who is most likely to make 6 new friends at every event? 3, 2, 1. Sandy, Chris, and Amanda. Oh my, Sandy. And you got a lot. And then Christina. Oh wow. For those that put Sandy, would you like to elaborate?
yeah, sure. Like I guess I just put you, Sandy, because you're like really friendly and approachable. Like I don't know, I feel like people would just like naturally gravitate towards like a personality like that. I mean, like I feel very comfortable around you and I can like basically share like anything that I have on my mind. So I feel like it would be the same way with people at other events too.
Oh, thank you, Alicia.
Yeah.
And Sandy has really good energy.
Yes, she has immaculate vibes.
I put Amanda because Amanda is very outgoing and bubbly and very easy to talk to. Like I feel like at first glance you might seem a bit intimidating, but not in a bad way, just like intimidating a little bit. But then I feel like you're very good at like speaking up first and like being very friendly.
And your voice is so soothing, like it just makes me want to talk to you even more.
True.
Yeah, I put Sandy as well because she's just a ball of sunshine. So it's so approachable, like Alicia said.
I also thought about Chris Nguyen because I don't know, he has that vibe. Or I feel like he knows a lot of Interact people. So like he would just go up and find mutuals and be like, oh my god, you know this person too?
I can see myself doing that. But I put Sandy just because when I think of Sandy, I just think ball of sunshine, very bubbly.
Okay, the next one is who is most likely to oversleep and miss an event or be late, like really late? 3, 2, 1. Oh, Joanna.
Joanna.
Wait, oh my god, that was pretty much 100%.
That was like coordinated.
Awesome. Joanna's awesome, but there has been moments. Okay, next one is who is most likely to completely fill out their stamp card first? All right, 3, 2, 1. Chris M, Caitlin, Sandy, Caitlin.
I just feel like the people that I considered, like you guys sign up for events a lot. Like I always see your names on the sign up sheet when I'm signing up myself. And like if I didn't put your name on that paper, then that means I did not look at the sign up sheet enough to see your name.
I don't know. You guys are just very active.
Yes.
I said Chris M because I don't know. I feel like he just goes to these events a lot with like friends.
I wish. I put Caitlin just because like I was thinking of like her board member term. I just remember she had so many hours. Like I don't even remember. It was up there for sure. But yeah, definitely. I don't know about this year though, but I would definitely say that Caitlin, in her board member term, she'd fill that stamp card like nothing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'll be honest. I was kind of slacking last year. That's why I kind of wanted to pick myself up again this year.
Next one is who is most likely to carry on service above self? 3, 2, 1, go. Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say, oh my god, I didn't even realize that was an option.
Oh my god, the people
Randy,
who put all of
Caitlin,
us.
Chris M, all of us, everyone. Aw. I like Amanda's answer. She put duh at the end.
Yes, I also like Amanda's answer. It's very wholesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of excited to see or knowing what all of us might do in our future homes.
I'm also very excited to find out. Okay. Next one is who is most likely to go on a boba run after an event? Okay. 3, 2, 1. Chris, Christina, everybody, because we all love boba here. True. And I think it was like mostly Chris, and Christina. I should have put Christina. I feel like Christina definitely would.
Wait, me? Wait, why?
Because I remember last year Brandon would just go out after, and you were always with Brandon.
Oh, dude, it's literally by default. It's not out of my free will. It's just I tag along.
But you're there, so
Yeah, I mean, yes, that does count.
I just feel like Christina is probably the biggest boba lover.
Yeah, I mean, she literally works at Gongcha. So.
If Kristen could drive, it would be Kristen as a senior.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Next one is who is most likely to embarrass themselves at an event? Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Me, Amanda, Caitlin or Chris, and everyone. A lot of people chose themselves. Everyone, haha, we chaotic. I think everyone is like very willing to do stuff. Do stuff as in like be outgoing and like kind of make a fool of themselves just for funsies.
And I don't know. I feel like everyone sort of has like a natural clumsiness.
Oh yeah. What did you guys have in mind when you said when it said embarrass themselves?
Like say something that you're like not supposed to, that would like make people look at you like, what? I don't know. If I was a senior, I would pick myself, because like sometimes I spend so much time on Tumblr that like I don't have any idea of social conventions, but then like it's the seniors, so
What I had in mind was someone like you remember the chant that we had, like the pineapple hippopotamus chant?
oh
Like
my
Joanna
god.
would scream it so loud. I feel like that's something that she would do.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, if you guys ever like embarrass yourself at an event, I bet you would just do it in like that kind of like wonderfully chaotic way that I love. So, yeah, in a sense, like all of you guys, because we kind of like all of us are like that. And that's what I kind of love about the Interact family.
Okay. Next one. Who is the most likely to scream the loudest at FLC chants? For FLC chants or during FLC chants? Yeah. 3, 2, 1, go. Chris squared. Christina or Joanna? Joanna O, Joanna O, Joanna O. Oh. Yeah.
The
Okay.
second you reminded me of the pineapple platypus chant, it clicked.
Yeah.
She also led like learning the cheer one year. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So now that you got to know the board a little bit better, let's talk about what we have planned for the next while. Like what's in store for us in the future?
I'm planning on going on a public health route. Not really sure what school I'm going to. I thought I was ready to commit this week, but my mom wanted to talk about it a bit more. So I haven't chose my school yet.
I think currently I am also in not public health, but microbiome. So like that pre-med, pre-PA path. For now, but I'm still waiting on the wait list. But that is what I'm going into for now.
For me, I'm gonna go into business and finance, just in that general area like corporation and real estate. And I hope to get my JD in law eventually somewhere down the road. And I'm gonna start at community college, so I'm really excited for that because I get to stay close to home, and I hope it'll be like a little bit more of a smoother transition, especially after 2020 and the pandemic.
For me, I'm planning to go down the psychology route. I don't really know what to do with psych yet, but it's a very broad field, so I'm sure I'll find like a specific pocket to get into. But just like Amanda, I'm like 90% sure I'm probably just gonna go to community college and then transfer, just because it aligns with my current situation right now.
I didn't realize how much you had to consider when picking college. Like I thought I had like one dream college and that was the one I would get into. But now it's like there's so much to consider, like especially financially. And like I thought the choice would be easy, but it's really hard. So hopefully, I don't know, by the time this episode comes out, I think most of us, most seniors would have made their decisions.
I wish you guys all good luck on making your decisions, and I hope that everything works out. But I'm very, very excited for you guys. Like, that you all seem to have big things ahead.
Since we're nearing the end of our episode, I just wanted to let you guys know about some opportunities that are coming up soon in Interact. So first of all, we have Summer Interact, which gives you an opportunity to basically earn hours during the summer. So if you want to catch up on hours for this year or kind of like get a head start on next year, then you should definitely go check that out and sign up for activities with our board members. So please keep an eye out for that. So aside from that, remember to be active in the area and the district as well as in your home clubs, and good luck with the end of the year. I wish you guys all the best. Okay, bye guys.